Hello, this is The Essence on Benue Television. Welcome on this edition with Mr. and Mrs. Soomiyols, whom we are going to be talking to today. We are going to be x-raying their marriage, as you know what The Essence does, to see how they have fared so well in their marriage all the while. We would like to know their challenges and learn from them and know how to also cope with our own challenges. So if you are there, remember, The Essence tells you that whatever you find in your marriage is possible for it to work. It works. It can work. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We're taking a short break. Welcome back. This is The Essence. If you're just joining us, today is a new episode with the Soomiyols. Guests, sit tight and go through with us during this program. Welcome to Benue Television. And on this show, I am so excited to have you. We've met in some points, especially concerning children and all that. And it's an interesting moment that I have an opportunity to learn more about your home. So please, can you introduce yourselves properly to us?
We'll start with the lady first.
Yeah, ladies first.
All right, my name is Comfort Soomiyols.
Yeah.
A lecturer at the Benue State University. I don't know, I'm a mother of 4.
Yeah.
Married to...
Yeah, that's a proper introduction. So
Married to a gentleman. All
married
right,
to a gentleman.
my name is Dr. Mike Soomiyols.
Yeah.
I also lecture, though with Joseph Sawan, Dhaka University,
Okay.
in the accounting department. Just like she has said, she's a mother of 4. I'm also a father of 4.
Oh, there's no way you can be a father of a different
No,
number.
no, not at all.
Okay, how long have you been married? The ladies know the figures more and dates.
Yeah, we've been married 18 years.
18 years.
Yes, in April.
That is not a joke.
Yeah.
18 solid years.
Yeah.
That is from 2007,
2006.
6 to now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Very
So,
long time.
Dr. Mike Soomiyols, what struck you about this woman?
Oh, well, she has been a very wonderful...
She's more interested to hear that than me.
She has been a very wonderful woman, and I've always said that she's one of the best choices or decisions I've made in this life. They say behind any successful man, but in this case, let me say behind any happy man.
Yeah.
So she has always been there, and she has stood for me, and has always been there with me. So for this journey of 18 years has been a wonderful one, and I thank God that our paths crossed.
Yeah. So we want to know how your paths crossed. How did you meet her? What got you? What was that thing that you saw that made you approach?
I just got a job. That was in 2003 with First Bank, and I was posted to Jos. So I attended the NKST Channel 7.
Okay.
That's the English-speaking church then.
Mm.
So, and I was in church, and I saw her. But it never occurred to me that anything will happen.
Mm-hmm.
But rather I became friends with the elder brother. And then from there, something led to the other, and then here we are, 18 years, and still counting.
Wow. So you saw her, she struck you, but instead you made friends with the other brother. That's a good one. So, Mrs. Soomiyols, tell us, did you also notice him around the same time? What happened?
Yeah.
How did you say yes?
I noticed him around the same time,
Yeah.
and he was a friend to the youth in the church,
Oh.
actually. So a lot of people around him all the time. So to be honest, at the beginning, I was trying to keep away because it was like a lot of people around him, especially the ladies. So
Interested.
I tried to keep my distance. But later on, I noticed him coming to the house. He became close to the whole family. My mom always inviting him over for lunch and so on. And then something led to the other. We started dating, and here we are.
So the journey,
Yeah.
something led to the other and started dating. The journey. What is that glue that has held you so close together? Remember, we're doing this for the sake of the viewers. We want them to learn from you. What is that glue? She's looking at you. She wants you to speak first.
Well, I'll prefer she start first.
Oh, she's looking at you.
Well, I can go first. All right. For me, I'll say it is the desire for what is the picture of what I desired
Okay.
is what held me. Because when we were younger, we always said we want our marriage to be a reference point. I remember in our first 2 years of marriage, we always had that discussion.
Mm.
We want our marriage to be a reference point because we came from a church together. And at a point, I think there was even a time somebody saw me. I was like, you are dating Mike? And then she made one, that kind of side that you'd be like, what is she thinking? What does she know that I don't know? And
Yeah,
all of
what
that.
does she mean by
Yeah, so when I shared with my husband, and later on we talk and we're like, we want our marriage to be a reference point. We want it to be a marriage that young ones can look up to and desire, and can also come for advice or something. So that is what I always picture at every time. That is what I always see, and that is what has encouraged me.
Can we say you had a similar picture with your parents and you were trying to emulate?
Not at all.
Not at all. Oh, that's
Not
beautiful
at all.
to know.
And that is another thing. While we were dating and in our early marriage, I always shared with him some of the challenges I saw
In your
my home
parents, yeah.
when growing up.
Mm.
And some of the things you say, okay, you said your parents did this. I don't want us to have that. So those were some of the things that have kept us.
Wow, that's a good one. I'm sure you are right there. But I would like you to hear what she just said. For emphasis sake, she is saying, for the fact that she didn't come from a perfect home where she had the perfect parents in a perfect marriage, she chose deliberately that hers was going to be different. And they had a discussion and agreed that their marriage was going to be a reference point. So that means that your background will not make your marriage fail. It can work even if you have a rough background, you have a broken background, home background. Remember, your marriage can work. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be hearing from Dr. Soomiyols, Mike Soomiyols. Wait right there, don't go away. the essence on Benue television. If you are just joining us, we have been talking to the Soomiyols, and it has been interesting so far. Just sit tight, don't go away, listen to this conversation, hear how they have lived, and then there's a pending question that we're trying to get. Mrs. Soomiyol said when some of her church members and friends learned that she was dating Mike at that time, she got a statement that made her hold Mike very tight. Mike, tell us, please, what was that all about? Was she also an interested person, or did you maybe ask her out, or what was it, please?
No. She was not in the picture.
Not at all.
At all, she wasn't in the picture. Just like she said, I was very friendly with the youth.
Yeah.
And right from my university days, I've always been this person that has a lot of female friends. And when I was much younger, I was a finer guy. So I think one of those things. And,
but she hasn't said you are not finer now.
Well, she may not tell you, but she has been telling me. So I think then at that point, I was quite young. I was with the bank. And, you know,
promising.
Very promising young man. So I had a lot of sisters who perhaps thought I was interested.
Yeah.
But the person I was interested in was very far off.
Oh.
So one of those ladies I was dating.
Yeah.
So when she now heard that, so it's comfort I am dating, the means, well, you may get the same treatment. But eventually I got hooked here, and here I am. And,
okay, so tell us your part. What has kept you glued together all these years?
Honestly speaking, I give my wife kudos.
Yeah.
Because she has really tried. Because I've always been the troublesome one. Yes, I've always been the troublesome one, and she has been on the understanding part.
Yeah.
And somehow, with time, I now got to, let me say, stabilized, much more like a home person. Yeah, she has really tried.
Okay.
Yeah, if you tell other ladies, long ago the story would have been different.
Would have been different.
Yes, and because of her kind of lifestyle and person, it has actually molded me to be a calm person.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this tells me that she is the glue that you have had to. She's the glue, and you have just stick to her because she's the glue to you.
Yes.
But I'm interested in that troublesome. What do you mean by troublesome?
Well, if
were you staying out? What were you doing? Drinking? Cheating? What was it?
Well, I'm not the drinking type.
Yeah.
And then I don't really go out. I don't stay out late. 6 o'clock, 7 at most.
Okay,
I'm home. But when I mean the troublesome type, of all the problems we've had, 70 or 80% is from me. That's why I say that.
This is unlike thief man.
Well, I have to say the truth.
You know, a thief man is a proud man that will never accept their wrongs or admit. So for you to say 80% of problems come from you, realizing that, oh, you didn't know, but that is also a plus on her part. Yeah, that is interesting. Okay, thank you very much. So, in the course of this marriage, has there been any moment you thought, oh, did I make a mistake? Those moments comes not because you planned them, but because a problem comes. Sometimes it's not even from yourselves. Maybe she's thinking, oh, did I make a mistake? Not because of you, or you are thinking the same way, not because of her. It could be in-laws, could be children, it could be something. Has there been a moment like that? We want to know if there was and how you coped with it.
Maybe she should go first again.
Okay. Yeah, I won't lie.
Yeah.
One thing that at the time I used to think was a mistake was getting married very young.
Oh, how young?
I was 22.
Oh.
So I thought that I was just leaving my parents' house to my husband's house. So I thought that maybe if I was more exposed, lived
Yeah.
some independent life at some point in my life. Maybe there would have been some maturity because, like you said, 80-20. That 20%
Yeah.
mostly was due to childishness.
Yeah.
Some things I'll just do without knowing the implication, just being naive like that. So that is one thing that I think sometimes that
Okay.
no, I would have done differently.
Yeah. Your age. So, will you say to your daughter? Will you advise her to marry at the same age? Or what do you say now? Then you didn't know and you thought so. What is your thought now?
Well, at a point, honestly, I told them not to think of getting married too early, to try to develop themselves,
Yeah.
get to some level of independence
Mm.
before getting married. But the way I'm seeing it now is like, maturity is not really age.
No, it's not.
It's
No,
not
it's not.
the age in numbers.
No,
it's the
not.
mindset.
It's mindset, yeah.
So, for now, I will not say don't do or do. I'll just pray that God
Thank
guides
God.
them rightly.
Yeah, yeah. I understand you perfectly. Because also owing to the fact that the way the society is turning, it's safer that daddy is here and the next point is the man in charge is there. Because the gap
Yeah.
between parents and marriage, that independence brings a lot of things.
It does.
Yeah, so if God is involved, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We
That's
thank God
true.
for that. So, that moment, back to you, I've not forgotten. That moment, has there
Well,
been that moment
Well,
you thought, okay, first of all, how old were you more than your wife when you got married? And the way she felt, has that been an issue to you as well? Childishness?
well, for me, no.
Okay.
For me, no. I told myself, you have a job,
Mm-hmm.
you are doing well, banking job then,
Mm.
and so what next? I didn't want to stay and begin to have different girlfriends. And my auntie told me it's better you settle down now.
Yeah.
So I just prayed, and luckily I found her.
You were in the right place at
At the right time, exactly, exactly. And I found myself, and I've always told myself, I thank God for His mercies.
Yeah.
And one thing I've always said when I wanted to get married was, God should not give me a wife to punish me for my past deeds.
Oh.
And I think God helped me. Because as a young man, you do a lot of wrong things.
Mm.
And at the point of settling down, of course, if care is not taken, you will marry somebody who was your kind of person.
Mm.
And then the whole thing, scatters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in our case, it was different. I don't know why she's saying that she felt she got married
Early.
when we were happy. We've always been happy, and we've
Those moments you won't understand.
and
we won't understand.
we grew up together. We understood understood ourselves.
Yeah.
By the time she had moved into my house, I had just a mattress on the floor.
Mm.
But she was the one that helped, build. Me, I didn't
Beautiful.
see it
Need
didn't matter
for
to
all
me.
that, yeah.
Yeah, but when she came, she helped, build the house, and I thank God for everything. Then the issue of in-laws, just like I said earlier, I was friend to the elder brother, or rather, we are still friends, and the parents took me in. They told me not to refer to them as father-in-law or mother-in-law, that they are my parents.
Yeah.
Since I've married their daughter, we are a family.
Yeah.
And that is how it has been. Even up to now, when I'm speaking to my mother-in-law,
Yeah. In quote.
yeah, in quote, she calls me son. There was a particular function I went to, it was a Thanksgiving, the family Thanksgiving in Jos, and I went there. And when the father was, to make, after his, when he said whatever he wanted to say, he's going to call his son the first son. I'm older than the elder brother.
Okay.
So I was the first son who now spoke on behalf of the children. So that is how it has always been. I think I found myself in a wonderful family. And I'm also happy that she should be the one saying this. But this is what I've seen. She has been welcome in my own family as well.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, my elder sister calls her First Lady.
Oh.
I don't know what that First Lady is. Maybe one that I will run for the governorship of this
She's
state.
First Lady of the family.
Oh, okay. So she's part of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is how we have been. Now, when she mentioned the issue of the daughters, getting married, I wasn't part of that discussion.
No, it's just her thoughts.
I'm
We're
just
sharing
sharing. I'm just
private
sharing.
thoughts.
I'm
That's
just sharing
another
it
thing
now.
this show does. We share private thoughts. I remember another couple was here, and when the wife was talking, the man opened his eyes. Is that so?
Well, normally daughters have these side talks
with
their mothers. Well, just like we said, things have changed.
Yeah.
These days we see couples 20, 19 getting married. But it's a thing of the mind.
Yeah.
It's not age.
It's not age.
And that is why most couples now, for whatever attracted them, so long as it is not there, the marriage crumbles.
Yeah.
But we are here to say that it will work. If you made up your mind that it will work, definitely it will work.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Yes, but the question, we have spoken about many other things, but we didn't get to that very point where you needed to hit the hammer on the head about if you had any moment, because earlier when we were talking, you told us about the 80-20 challenges that came.
Yeah.
So was there any moment that you thought, it shouldn't have been her, maybe you should have waited a little bit, you took a step in rush or something?
Oh, no.
No, it
Not
hasn't.
at all. Not at all.
And can we talk of insecurity? Feeling of, your wife is a lecturer in a university.
Yes.
And being away from home, when are you coming, dealing with colleagues? How have you coped with that?
I think that aspect, I have my peace.
Yeah.
I have my peace. Because, even before she becoming a lecturer, I was with the bank in Yola.
Okay.
She now got a job and moved down to Benue State.
Okay.
So you can look at the distance. And she was here with the children.
Oh.
Yes, and I was over there. But I didn't have any cause to worry. Yeah, there was a particular time, sometimes I will come unannounced. Yes, I will come unannounced. I will sleep I will drive all the way and sleep in Katsinala. Then very early in the morning, I will be in Makodi. But we will speak on phone that, how is work? Work is fine, but I'm in Katsinala at that moment. And those times when I came, she's either in the house, sometimes she and my mom will be discussing. So I said, what's the point? There's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the truth is, I always tell men out there, you don't need to teleguard your wife.
Yeah.
If she wants to do whatever she wants to do, she will do it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's a lecturer. Oh, she's beautiful, she's young.
Of course.
Yes.
All those are factors.
And she also knows that I'm a lecturer. I am handsome and I'm young. So we have this.
So it can be one.
Yeah, but we have this understanding.
Yeah.
Several times my students call me while she's there. So, sometimes some even come. Same thing with her own institution. We have students who come to the house. Sometimes even males, and then they call her mommy. So and I discovered that over the time she encourages them a lot, because at the point I went to read in her office for like a week, and I will sit somewhere. That's why she said, "This is my husband." They will just greet me, and then their attention will be on her. But as well, no problem, because I was there to read. And then I will hear her advising them. I said, okay, maybe this is another part of the job. I heard that perhaps God has given her to be able to talk to young people. Yeah, which is good. And I have also imbibed that, which she knows. I open up to her. I tell her when I'm home. So for me, I don't, that time has not come, and it will not come.
Yeah, and it will not come. That's interesting. But what I also got from your conversation is that it was a process.
Yeah.
The trust was built over time. You made efforts and then saw that, oh, there's no need to worry. That was the process.
Exactly.
And now you're very, very comfortable. And it means that the beginning can be rough trying to find one another,
Exactly.
but it gets to that point that you need to relax when you know each other more. So get that point, don't leave it at all. So over to you. How do you cope? 4 kids. I don't know the age differences, but I assume it's not much. Then at the beginning, your husband was not even there. Coping with children, working in the university, being a mother, being a housewife, being a husband when he's around. How did you cope with all this?
It was stressful.
And he's calling perfect wife, calling you perfect wife. I didn't forget that part.
It was stressful, but God helped me, and the presence of family was also very helpful. My mother-in-law, she's late now.
Okay.
But at a point, at any time, I could drop the children with her.
Oh, she was living in the same town with you?
Yes,
Oh,
living in the same town. And then my younger sister too, after her NYC, she stayed with me for a year before she got married, and she's also in the same town. So it wasn't easy because I was lecturing, I was doing my PhD, at the same time I was an examination officer, and I was pregnant. So
Wow. I know what an examination officer does in the department. It is hectic.
It is.
Compiling exams for a whole department, 100 to 400 level.
Yeah.
You are pregnant, and then you have children, you are teaching. Oh, you are indeed a superwoman.
He didn't mention, he did his PhD abroad. So those 3 years.
You were here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So good enough. We are mobile. So my customers in the market know me and the children. The filling station
know you and
know
the
me
children.
and the children. In church, my colleagues in the office
know you and the
know
children.
me because I'm always with them. The house is like the second. The car was like the second home. There was a mat in the boot.
All the kids.
Yeah, so for me, I felt like if I really want to work, I can just blend everything together. If I separate, say children have to be at home at this time, doing siesta, doing homework.
Who is watching them?
It's just me.
Yeah.
So I blended everything together, and that was how I was able to scale through that period. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad I did all of that because it has created that bond.
Yeah, with the children.
Even now, from SS2, you see her sitting and sleeping on my which is fun.
Yeah.
Because you can tell them anything, they can tell you anything. And in this age that we are in, that is
so
treasure.
important. So important. Wow. I'm so thrilled hearing all that. Well, what we want you to get from this is you can do it. Like we said, your marriage can work. Like we said, you as a lady, you can do anything. Who told you that when you get married, your career has ended or your progress has been terminated? It's not true. You just heard her. She did all that while she was married with children, at some point pregnant, but it happened. Resilience. Know that it can work. Hold on. We're going to be right back in a minute after this short break. Don't go away. Welcome back to The Essence on Benue Television. If you are just joining us, we have been talking to the Soomiyols. We have Dr. Mike Soomiyo in the house and Dr. Comfort in the house. They are both lecturers at different universities in different towns, but they have lived together for 18 years in a very successful and fun marriage. Continue with us. If you were with us from the beginning, if you are just joining, don't go anywhere. It is very interesting, I promise you. Yes, let's talk about intimacy. You know, sometimes you have couples fighting. They will never tell you the reason. But there's clashes, there's no peace, complaints, and you can judge their complaint, listen to them morning to night. You will not find anything significant. Maybe it's because the woman is too busy. I can imagine. The description you just gave me here about your work and everything, when your husband came around, what happened? Were you still able to be that submissive wife that gave everything that you were supposed to give? Or did I give you any issue? Too tired? Slept off?
I would say, well, I would say he was very understanding. I never asked at that time if he was okay with it.
So you're not sure.
When I'm tired and I want to sleep, I want to sleep.
Oh.
When I do as long as the children homework is done, everybody has eaten, everything is well kept, and everybody goes to sleep, everybody can sleep. And then tomorrow we start
a new day.
So at that time, I know that there was some stress. Actually, there was physical stress, there was financial stress at the same time. So everybody was busy thinking of way out. So at a point, I think we were more focused on keeping family business. The intimacy part wasn't so important at a time.
At some point.
At some point, yes. But somehow, gradually, we overcame that, and then it came back to normal.
Okay. I hear some people say if a couple live together and they don't have sex frequently, they have issues.
I don't think so.
It's either the man is going out, or is that the wife is not cooperating, so there's fighting and all that. So you are saying that you were all focused on family and nothing happened, you were fine, everybody was intact?
Everybody was intact. My dear, is it?
I was going to say, how do you know? I was going to ask, how do you know? Maybe Mike should come in here.
No, she's saying the truth. Yeah, we've always been very good.
Yeah.
There's no issue at all.
Yeah.
No, I'll say it's just like you have different seasons in a year.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, okay, let me not say I'm sure. In our marriage, I know there are times when there's that aspect, the other room aspect is just, everybody is just not interested. And then there are other times when it is wow, like that, and then it just goes up and down, but not at no point will it be like, okay, the other person is being neglected.
Yeah,
or
it's
anything.
considered very important.
We are always together, we always talk, we always know where the other person is. There's no need to be worried or anxious, so it's just okay.
So you're telling us that because you're not worried about each other, you're not anxious, it also gives you a sort of satisfaction that you tend not to think or bother about intimacy so much.
Well, I think intimacy here shouldn't just be about sex.
Yes.
Yeah, we are talking about being together.
Yeah.
We watch movies together, discuss some things together. Sometimes we tell the kids we are discussing, so we lock
Your
the
door.
door. We have our peaceful discussion. Sometimes because I sneak in maybe snacks or I also tell the kids that we are talking, so we still lock the door.
So that is just parents' moment, mommy and daddy's moment.
Yeah, just two of us. And we do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that they are home, in fact, yesterday I also locked the door so that me and my wife will have a time with each other. Because when you as you are coming, they will ransack your bag, they will ransack everything. So I had to sneak that one in.
Otherwise, they will claim me.
They will exactly. So we don't really have issue when it comes to that. We share a lot of time together.
Yeah.
I know that she loves Nigerian films.
Yeah.
I'm not the Nigerian film type. Yes. But I used to love wrestling a lot. But now herself and the 4 kids, they have overshadowed me.
So you join them?
I join them.
If you can't beat them, join them.
So we've always had our time together.
Yeah.
One-on-one, and then with the kids.
Yeah, I was going to ask this question about how do you spend time together with children in the house, but you just went into that question already. So, because with raising children, it's very difficult to take time away, go on vacations, go away from them and all that. But if you found a way to do that while they're in the house, it's an interesting one, and it's something to learn from, mind you. It's something to learn from. Yeah. So, while the children are there, they need to know that there's mommy and daddy's moments. And when those moments come, they do their things. They stay on their own, take care of each other, and allow mommy and daddy, because it's not all about them. That's very good. Good to know too. Okay, we also spoke about in-laws, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I also got something when she was talking about how she cooked. You mentioned your sister. You didn't mention his siblings, though. Maybe they are all older. But you didn't mention them. But I also got that involving family is very important. Being cordial with your family, both your siblings and your husband's siblings, is very, very important. If there's no cordiality, there's no way you have them with you. There's no way they will support you. So that also helps the peace in the home. If that cordiality is not there, they can also be causing issues among the two of you. Yeah, so that is also very, very important. So, I asked earlier, but I want for emphasis to go back to it again. How do you want your children to have their marriage different from yours? Is there anything you want them to do different? Mike, let me start with you.
I've always liked the woman going first, but since she has been going first, let me try.
Yeah.
We have been blessed with 3 girls and a boy.
And a boy, yeah.
And one thing is, whatever you do, these children watch.
Yeah.
And we have tried so much humanly within us to be our best parents to them. And our prayer and desire is that they should have even a better marriage. I've always told them that just the way they see me interact with their mom, that's how I want them also to have their homes. It's not all about wealth.
Yeah.
That's the joy, the happiness. You marry your friend. Yeah. So once it is your friend, somebody you know so well, you grew up together, you know your mistakes, how you can correct them. When it comes to marriage, you have a very smooth home. So for them, I've always prayed and desired that one, they must be prayerful mothers. They must be prayerful mothers. In a home, if you find a very prayerful wife, the home seems to be more stable. Because
what if the man is prayerful?
Well, it is equally good, but the man is not always there. The man does not know the little problems in the homes like the wife. The man is so busy, so busy. The woman may be busy too, though. But it is better that she's more prayerful. It's not biblical, though.
Yeah, I was going to quote the Bible. I was going to quote the Bible because the Bible told us that the man is the Christ in the home.
Well, the same Bible says that a wise woman builds her home.
Okay.
And a foolish one destroys with her hands. So I think I've always told them that, and now that they are becoming women, they are beginning to be more, they get closer to me now. And I tell them things you expect from a man.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will even ask me, Dad, why did you do this? Why is it every time you say we should ask mom? Every time you say we should ask mom. Yes, the man is the head of the family, quite all right. But you know, the wife or the woman is always at home with the kids.
I'm more attentive.
And I'm more attentive, thank you. Now, there was this thing that happened. My wife said, no television until all your assignments are done. I didn't know of this, so I just came back home. I was trying to remove my shoe, and my son said, Dad, can I on television? I was told, I said, why not? Go ahead and on. So he now went and on the television. And then the mother came out. Who on the television? He said that. He said that.
That's what they do.
Dad told me to.
That is what they do.
Aha. So you see, sometimes if you have this good parenting collectively, it helps your home. And that is the kind of thing I want my children to also imbibe.
So if you had asked him to go and ask mom,
that is he may not have gone.
He wouldn't
because he knows that it was mom who said don't on. So now I am wiser. Dad, can I do this? Have you told your mom? Dad, can I do this? Have you told your mom? Say, nobody asked me so much questions. So, you know, home, raising the kids is a collective thing.
Yeah, it is.
The husband and the wife. But when the man says, I'm the head of the home, what I say is final, that brings a lot of problems in our homes.
It does.
Yeah, so it has to be a collective thing. You give your wife her respect. She also has her input. And then they say you cannot clap with one hand.
Yeah.
It has to be the two hands. So for you to raise your kids properly, it has to be the two hands. For those that God has kept the two, that is the man and the wife alive. Yeah, so that's just my take.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Madam Soomiyols. I call you Madam Soomiyols, Mrs. Soomiyols, Dr. Soomiyols, whichever way I go.
There's always a Soomiyols there.
Yes.
I'm still referring to Comfort Soomiyols.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do you think has worked so much in your marriage? What has helped you the most?
I'll say God.
Good.
God. Just this morning I was telling my children that God is truly my friend. And, you know, the Bible says whatever you ask, even while you are still speaking, He will hear you. And that has been my testimony. It has been God. And another thing is submission. When I say this, there was a time I heard this statement and I tell a lot of other ladies, especially the young ones, I say submission in marriage is power. Many ladies think that submission is subjecting yourself or belittling yourself in front of the man. But I say submission is power.
Submission is power.
When you submit, you have authority.
When you submit, you have authority.
Yes.
I would like us to talk more on that.
Yes. I have seen it in my marriage.
Yeah.
And I have seen that in submitting to my husband, many times he does the things I want more than when I want to be.
Okay. Please,
insist.
Can we break this?
Yes.
What do you mean by submission?
Okay.
Not the general understanding of submission. Your own submitting to your husband. You say, because you have submitted, he's doing what you want. How have you submitted?
When you acknowledge his position as the head of the home, when you acknowledge the fact that you don't know it all and you cannot do it all as the woman. No, there are some ladies that feel I can do this, I can do this. But when you acknowledge, there are times that I have the money in my purse, but I say, my dear, please buy bread. I have given him that respect that okay, he is the one provider. He's the provider, and he has owned it. That can make him even buy bread and Nutella. You understand? So there are other instances also when you make him understand that he is the one in charge. don't take responsibility. Don't try to make decisions for him, especially in front of your family and his family.
Don't make decisions
those decisions for him. Don't try to enforce your thoughts on him.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I feel is submission. Let him have a say in your life. For instance, my children, one time my daughter asked me, "Mommy, why is it that everywhere you want to go, you tell daddy?" So that he will know. If I'm at home all day, he asks, maybe in the morning he goes out, I'm not going anywhere. But I decide I want to go somewhere. I say, my dear, I want to go like this. I'm not taking permission. I'm just letting him know that this is it.
This is where you are.
Yes.
So you mentioned money, that you may have the money, but ask him to buy bread. Does this submission include giving him your salary?
No. I don't say submission includes giving him my salary,
because money came up, so I just asked.
Yes, I have heard that a lot in discussions. I don't know, maybe because in my home it has not, in our marriage it has not happened that way. Maybe that's why I'm saying it openly like that. But I don't think, my husband has never asked me how much my salary is. He has never said, okay, as you have received salary, do this, me, I'll do this. No. We just know our roles in the house, and everybody takes up their role. That's one of the discussions we had before we got married. My parents' finance was a major issue while growing up. And he said, okay, since you said this was the major issue, I don't want us to have that issue. Okay. So in the area of finance,
this topic we've started talking about is very deep. I would like us to talk more, but let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back and continue with the submission before we give Mike an opportunity to say something. All of you are out there, please don't go away. We're talking about something very interesting. So just sit there. Let's come back for the last wrap for you to follow what goes on between the Soomiyols. Stay right there. Welcome back to The Essence on Benue Television. The Essence is a marriage program that x-rays marriages. And today we have been x-raying the Soomiyols. They've told us so much about their lives, their home, their children, how they have lived for 18 years. And here we are trying to round up this show, and we're talking about submission. Very interesting. Stay just there quietly and listen to us. Yes, back to you. We spoke about submission. You let him take decisions. You don't take decision on his behalf. And it doesn't mean giving him your salary, but you know your role in the house. He knows his role. Okay. That part that you said, when you submit, you have authority. What is the authority? When you're not even making decisions for him or for yourself. So what is the authority?
Well, in submission, he now asks for my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, if I was just trying to always enforce decisions on him, I think he'll rather go ahead and do his thing without even passing it by me. But most of the time, he comes back to me to say, okay, this is it. What do we do?
What do you think? That got me. I don't know whether it did for you as well. But remember, this issue of submission is just like giving somebody a cake in your left hand and the person giving you a whole bundle, maybe just a piece, and the person giving you a big one in the right hand. Because when you give, you take. Submit, and you have the authority. The woman is the authority. But you can earn that authority only if you first of all obey. God knew this.
Yeah.
He knew it. So, Mike, your wife have told us that she has submitted to you 100%. What do you say to that? And how do you feel about it? In turn, what do you do?
Before I answer this question, let me go to that bread aspect. So I've been buying bread, not knowing that.
I'm laughing so much because I do a similar thing. My husband buy a lot of bread.
Oh. It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right. I will keep on buying the bread.
Okay.
So that brings peace in the heart.
You don't just buy bread. You say you buy more.
Additional. Yeah, it's okay. Without any doubt, my wife has been very, very submissive.
Yeah.
And the Bible simply says, love your wife,
Yeah.
and she will be what?
Submit.
And husbands submit. Sorry, wives submit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's conditional.
It's good.
When you love, which means I have been loving her very well.
Yeah.
As the submission will not have.
It makes it easier.
Aha.
It makes it easier.
Now she says that you have authority. It is it's quite simple. We take decisions jointly.
Mm.
I don't say I am the head of the family. What I say is final. We take decisions jointly.
Mm.
Now, because of her submissiveness,
Mm.
she did her master's, MSc before me. Right? She did her MSc before, and her PhD before me. And people were saying, "Where will you allow your wife to go and do a PhD?" And because I knew, or rather, I know the kind of wife I have. Even with her PhD, there she got it a year before me. There was no issue, and up to now we still don't have issue. Up to now, sometimes me and her are in the kitchen while she's cooking, and there we're distant. And my children are watching.
Yeah.
I want to believe that one day they also want to have this kind of home.
Yeah.
Now you heard her say that her parents used to have issues of finance.
Yeah.
And that I've never asked her how much she collects, which is very true. It may sound strange, but it's true. I don't ask her how much she collects. She only tells me we have been paid today. So anytime she says I've been paid today, I know that day I'm not buying bread.
You know, at least that day you're not buying bread.
That day I will not buy bread. Because I'll say, well, at least take from what you have been paid. And I have said this severally, but some men have challenged me. I say, if you want your peaceful home, don't ask a woman how much she collects, or she should hand over her salary to you,
or her contribution,
or whatever, anything that has to do with money. Just leave women out. There's this saying that my money is mine, your money is ours. It sounds like a joke, but that's the truth. Yeah, except a woman who wants to, okay, it's okay. Exactly, will now say, okay, fake. But for you to say, you are my wife, so whatever you earn, it belongs to me, that brings a lot of problems. Yeah, so that financial issue, it was settled long.
Apart from problems, it also reduces the authority. Because the man is the head of the home, in charge of the home, the umbrella of the home. So if you are saying, okay, for the fact that I'm the man, I'm here, this is your role, you are sharing your role. It has to come automatically, willingly, lovingly. But when it's shared, you are dividing your authority. And submission is a bit difficult in that line.
Yeah, and there's something I want to inject here.
Yeah.
I don't ask her how much she collects because I also have my job and I'm being paid. Now somebody out there will say, then what if you are not being, you don't have a job, but your wife earns? I think that is where she now has to show that human face.
Yeah.
And she may not give the whole salary out, but at least something that, will keep you going. But there's this problem we also have, that when the woman turns out to be the breadwinner, there's always issues.
Clashes.
Yeah, there's always issues. But a submissive woman, even in spite of that, there won't be any problem.
Okay, we don't have much time, so your final words to couple and then this program?
Okay. This is a very good program. I'm happy to be part of it. And I want to say that, well, even if you are married and both party is not willing to make it work, one person can make the move. One person can make the move and it will work. So if you are in a marriage, your spouse is not treating you right or is not doing right, you can decide. It starts from the mindset. You can decide to make it work and work at it, and prayerfully with God, you'll be able to do it.
Thank you. It mustn't take two.
No.
Okay, Mike, over to you.
Yeah, just like my wife has said, I agree with her totally. Yeah, there must be a party that will say, look, I'm going to make this work. And once you have that mindset, you can work towards it.
Make that decision.
You can make that decision. And I also want to appreciate the Benue television. It is so wonderful. I discovered that this is one station my father glues to. He glues to, and I also want to encourage young couples out there that it may not be easy at first, but with time, the bond will be there. Just like a triangle, then you come. That is where we are now.
Yeah.
So I don't just say it's not going to work, so we split. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make up your mind and you work towards it. Definitely.
Thank you very
works.
much. It
Thank
was
you.
nice chatting with you this evening.
Thank
I
you.
have laughed my lungs out today. You out there, I'm sure you have been with us. It has been interesting. Remember what you just said. That is what the essence is all about. It can work. Don't think because there's challenges here and there, then you give up. Do not give up. Continue the struggle. Continue. If that decision has been made that you want it to work, it's possible. It can work, especially with God. Thank you for staying with us today. Come back next week, same time, same day of the week, and you will be listening and interacting with a new couple in the house. Thank you for staying with us tonight. I am Pat Forrest.